Okay, so here we have team four cylinder, which is kind of interesting. They must have used an awful lot of smaller aggregate, and you can see that they don't really have a solid paste surface on the top. In fact, some of the aggregate broke away when I was trying to get the cylinder off. So, in this one, it looks like we do not really have an adequate amount of cement paste or fines to fill the void in the, this was fun by the way, to fill the voids between the aggregate particles. So my guess is this one is not going to be very strong, and like many of the others, it still feels quite wet, so I don't think it's done hydrating, unfortunately. The bottom surface is not too bad, and you can see what paste they had kind of sank down to the bottom. So definitely there's a gradient of paste. All right, so let's test it and see what we get. Okay. All right, so here we go. Testing team four. Okay, now it's putting loads on. We got 23, 24, 2,400, 2,500 pounds. And it's continuing to bear loads, 26, but it's not, it's actually compressing. That's really interesting. 2650, 2660. So it's almost as if you can see the voids compressing and the cement paste has remained a little bit elastic. That's really interesting. So now we're up to 2,700 pounds. And it's still bearing a load. Hey, this is interesting. 2720. It has not failed yet. It's still bearing a load. 2730. There we go. I increased the rate a little bit. Now we're up to 4,000, 45, 46. 5,000. Yeah, I guess I just needed to advance the load a little bit more. 56, 57, 58. So now it's holding around the 50. There we go. Okay, now we have pieces coming off. Yep. And we have failure. Okay, so let me pull that specimen out. You can see what looks like a cone here where the outer parts sort of sheared away. Sheared away from the cone in the bottom. And here's where that lift was. So it didn't fail at the lift, but it actually yeah. That's interesting. So, yeah, it actually kind of compressed under loads as if it were elastic without failing at first. So I'm going to take this out and we'll examine it more closely. Oh yeah, I have a barrier back there, but they should, because I'm leaving the safety gate open. And what? There's a safety gate. That I'm leaving open so that they can see the actual test.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to, all right. So yeah,
I bought safety glasses, I put them over there, and I don't need them, the rest I don't think.
so I'm gonna shoot some video right here. Could I persuade you to go
Somewhere
off
else
to
is-
the right? Thank you. Oops, well, so much for that, huh? All right. Team 4. Your specimen failed at a load of 5,900 pounds or 469 pounds per square inch. This is Team 4, and this is what happened when I put the cylinder down. And you can see at the bottom we have a cone, and it's not totally a 45-degree angle, but you can see the idea of a cone there. And each of these pieces here split off from it. So this is definitely not finished curing. This must have been the team, or one of the teams, that used extremely wet aggregate or sand. And there just was not exactly, I mean, there was actually in the core, you can see that there was pretty good coverage of the aggregate with cement paste, but the outside of the sample really did not have that at all. So Team 4, here is your, here's your specimen. That's what happened to it, and I will go get your data values next.